Welcome. My name is Craig Updegrove. I'm the president of the San Luis Obispo County Jazz Federation. You may know that we are finishing up our celebration of 40 years in existence. There's no better way to do it than with this piano showcase, since the piano showcase was the first event the Jazz Federation ever did back in the January 1984. I was privileged to play on that program, as was Bob Harway, and some of the other pianists are no longer with us that you have seen. This slideshow, by the way, is past piano showcases. You can see it at home on our YouTube playlist. Slow Jazz Fed Events. Search for that and you'll find 170 videos going back into the 1980s. There's a link to that from our website too, slowjazz.org. A big thanks to Mount Carmel Lutheran Church for allowing us to do these programs here. They're very generous with us. Wonderful piano and great venue. Also, a big thank you to our pianists who donate their time, spend a lot of time in working up interesting arrangements and challenging themselves, and we're the big beneficiaries of that. And they do it all at no charge, so that all of the ticket proceeds can go. All of the tickets proceeds go to our Jazz Scholarship Fund. So, and if any of you are inclined to make an additional donation, there is a bag out there. You can make a donation, or you can send it to our P.O. box. I just wanted to acknowledge two special people. One would be having his 100th birthday on Tuesday, and that is Fletcher Peck, who was one of the original pianists on the piano showcase and organized the piano showcase for many years. And so check our website there. There's a nice playlist of some Fletcher Peck videos there too. And I'd also like to acknowledge and thank a wonderful person who's been a big part of the piano showcase from the beginning, and that is our Emceed, B.R.E. Ryan. He's played piano and guitar and banjo, on the piano showcase before. He, as MC, it's worth the price of admission alone, just so please, you're welcome to
Thank you. Oh my gosh. There's a lot of people here that have been here before, haven't you? Yeah. No, that's great. I love repeat customers. Well, as he said, I'm Gary Ryan, and I did get the opportunity. I think my first time here was 85 or something like that. I think so. And fortunately now, this is easy for me because I don't have to practice. I used to, when I started out, I was just, another one of the piano players. They used me as a time killer. And it worked. It worked. It gave the rest of the guys a chance to take a little break, what have you. But do we have any, before we get into it, is anybody celebrating a special occasion today? At all? Huh? What do you have? No birthdays, anniversaries, nothing like that. We always like to get that stuff out of the way. All right? Okay, I'll tell you what. Now this would be a strictly solo piano if it wasn't for a couple of fine musicians, guys I've known for a long time. So how about a nice round of applause for our accompanist for this evening? On drums, Mr. Darrell Voss. then because they don't know what's going to happen until they get to rehearsal here. And it's like, oh, darn. Okay. So, I think we'd like to move it along. How do you like the new start time? Because after all, you know, 9 o'clock is the new midnight for most of us. That's the way it goes. And I've been a night owl all my life. I wonder why I start fading at 9 in the evening. All right. So let's move along here. I'll tell you what. Our first artist is a young lady who has been with us before. How about a nice round of applause for Madison Scott?
Wow. It's been a very long time since I've been able to play at one of these events, and I just want to give Craig a hand again for inviting me. The tunes that I'm going to be sharing with all of you guys is the very first tune that I'm going to play for all of you is a song that God inspired me to compose for my wonderful, amazing teacher, Charlie Shoemake. And if you don't know who Charlie Shoemake is,
sure.
Well, you're missing out because he is an amazing jazz vibraphonist and pianist, and I can honestly say that by God's grace, Charlie has taught me pretty much almost everything I know about jazz. So I would like to share this tribute in honor of Charlie, a tune that I composed called Charlie and Me. And the next tune is Very Early by Bill Evans, and that song is on my Inspirational Legacy Jazz album that I did with Charlie. So I was very fortunate to be able to do that with him. And then a fun vocal treat for all of you. Route 66. So, again, thank you for being here.
great way to start. Another institutional announcement. Everybody got their cell phones turned on and stunned? Yes, I just reminded myself, I said, oh, I better do that, so I did. But, so look at people going, oh, let's see. Right. And yes, I was accosted by several nice ladies. Right as I was coming in, they wanted to know if I would have a musician's joke. We'll have the traditional musician's joke for tonight. I haven't thought of one yet, but at 85, that's not unusual. I haven't thought of a lot of things yet. Or maybe I did and forgot about it. This is like old home week with these players. This is just like putting on, a soft, comfortable pair of slippers. It's really nice, really fun. And another repeat artist for us. Wonderful guy. How about a nice round of applause for Mr. George Garcia.
boss on drums. How about that? We did a lot of piano solos tonight, so give the rhythm section some play. Yeah. Thank you for having me and having us tonight. It's great to hear Madison play again. I haven't heard her for a while, so yeah. Glad to be here. Again, I want to give a shout out to Craig and all the folks behind the scenes, Mike and Fred and everybody. You guys do a stellar job. 40 years. It's amazing. It's amazing. You guys are still here. It's fantastic. All right, we're going to move on to do another tune that may not be familiar to you. It's a more modern artist. His name is Robert Glasper, and this tune is called FTE. tune here. So this one's going to go out to my wife, April. Bear with me for a bit. So some of you may know she's been studying French for a while. And so much so that it's gotten into culture and TV shows and music. So there's a lot of French going on in the house. So shout out to all your French speakers. It's an extremely difficult language to live with. Anyway, so a while ago I was practicing and my wife said, "Why don't I play some French songs?" And I said, "I don't know any French songs. I don't know a jazz musician." She goes, "No, just, well, how about a classical tune, like some Debussy?" I said, "Oh, yeah, sure, I'll play some Debussy and I'll solve world hunger." And so she said, "No, just, like that guy Bill Cunliffe did when you mix two songs together." I'm like, "Oh, so you want me to play like Bill Cunliffe for the Bill, this virtuoso piano player." Anyway, so all that to say, things you do for love. See how this goes.
I like songs like that. You know, I have one of my grandkids, I think when he's about, maybe 31 years old, he said to me, I'll look back up a second. I still do play jazz festivals throughout the country. I've taken him to music events, all my grandkids, if I get a chance. I take them to music events, and this one, he said to me one day, he says, no, I was not ready for this. He said, Grandpa, how come they don't write good music like they used to? I had no answer. I had no answer whatsoever. Cole Porter was a fairly decent composer. Well, did everybody buy a ticket to get in? Okay, I'll let you know a little secret. I got in for half price. We have a gentleman coming up now who's moonlighting from his day gig. How about a nice round of applause for Mark Bocchicchio. It's going to be around 20 minutes. We'll tell you that, so set your watches or whatever, because when you have a concert like this, and at this time of day, it's hard to flash the lights and have anybody notice it. And how they usually do that kind of thing. So anyway, but we'll be back with not one, not two, but three wonderful artists still to go. And any requests so far?
Keep on going.
Oh, yes, the musician's joke. Yeah, right. Well, we run out of time on this first half. But we'll get it together for the second half. I think we have time on that. So, anyway, you're free to wander for 20 minutes. Thanks. Boy, this is a well-behaved group.
It's early.
And by golly, they flashed the lights and I actually noticed it. That was amazing. That was good. Before we get started, we wanted to do, Bob Harway asked me, he says, why don't you just do a little quick survey and see how many people tonight are here that were here at the first one. Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3. One of them's your son. Yeah. Come on out, Bob. We're going to start out with the elder statesman in the group. And I mean elder. Did I ever tell you that, now this is not a musician's joke, this won't count. But on my 75th birthday, my sister called me. And she said, Gary, now that you're 75, you realize that you've reached elderly. And I said, so what's that mean? She says, don't worry about it. It doesn't last that long. Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Harway.
going to tell you a little story about this book. This book was given to me by the composer Alan Broadbent, who wrote this song. And a lot of good stuff in here. I made it completely by accident. I was visiting a friend in Los Angeles, and it turns out that Broadbent was just starting his career. He lived in a one-bedroom apartment, and he didn't have a piano. So he came over to this man's house to practice piano, and that's where I met him. And of course, he's gone on to a really illustrious career. If you have Spotify and you type in Broadbent, you'll just get a mass of information and music. And he's an excellent arranger, composer, and performer. Anyway, I was looking through this book, and I picked out this tune for a couple reasons. And the reasons are that it's very well notated, both to chords and rhythm and everything else. So on this side, we have what's called the head in jazz. That's the whole tune. And then on this side, he put in all the chords for improvisation. So, we're going to play this page first, this page twice, and then an abbreviated version of this page.
in his former life was a circus acrobat. Oh, I got another acknowledgement. Paula Schaefer is the lady who put our program together and has been doing that for a while. We'd like to have everybody a little round of applause for Paula. Now, on the break, everybody, I had a lot of people come up to me and reminding me of musician jokes that I've told in the past. I can't remember. They could. But one that was brought up to me, and this was a personal thing. I don't know how many of you know that I like to travel, and I have traveled all over the world, gone around the world, I don't know, a dozen times. And one of the places that I really enjoy traveling to are different countries in Africa. And so we were on a trip, a safari for 3, 4 weeks, and we were staying at a game lodge. I think this was in Kenya. And we checked in and were there for a couple of days, and I noticed these damn drums keep going, drum, and just going incessantly, round the clock, 24 hours a day. So I went and thought about it for a while, and finally, I went to the concierge and I said, "What's the deal with these drums?" And he said, "They're going, they go and go." And I said, "Well, what do you mean? I mean, what happens? What happens when the drums quit?" He says, "Oh, not good." And I said, "Well, what happens then?" He says, "Bass solo." Sucker out of the way. Hey, just while we're talking about it, how about another nice round of applause for Dylan Johnson? All right, our next performer is a gentleman who is, in talking and chatting back and forth over the years, we find out that we have mutual friends in the entertainment business dating back to the 70s. Are you ready for that? Yeah. And so we chatted about them and the jobs involved and all that stuff, and who we were working with and all that. So, music talk. But anyway, how about a wonderful piano player by the name of Jim Barnett?
How do you follow Bob Harway? Doctor? Pleasure. Well, yeah, 70 years at least. You see on your program, I'm doing something different. I thought I'd try something different. Doing a tribute to Henry Mancini. Well, why? April 16th, about a month and a half ago, he would have been 100. And he's no longer with us, obviously. But 50 years ago, I became conductor, ranger, and piano player for Johnny Mathis. And I was with him from February of 74 to August of 78. During that time, I had the privilege, and it was, of working with Mr. Mancini. And he had quite a sense of humor, besides writing all these great songs. By the way, before I get into the first song, which is, these are movie themes. Before he did movie themes, his introduction to TV, if you remember, was Peter Gunn. And I just found out recently that the piano player on the original recording for Peter Gunn was John Williams. I thought that was kind of a bit of trivia. Anyway, so, Two for the Road, 1967, Albert Finney and Audrey Hepburn. He wrote this after he wrote Blue River and Charade. And it's just it's a great song. I love it because not too many songs started on F sharp minor 7 flat 5. And I really like that. Then I'm going to dive into Charade, and one that's not done very much is Dreamsville, and of course Days of Wine and Roses. And then I've got something at the end I want to show you too. So anyway, here's a medley of some of his movie themes. movie too. Yeah, he wrote some movie themes over the years. What a variety! Everything from those tunes to Baby Elephant Walk. My gosh, my longtime friend of 50 years, Abraham Garcia, bass player over the years. He was playing bass with Johnny Mathis when I joined in '74, and he also worked with Henry Mancini off and on. And he actually they were in Japan. They were doing the Mancini show. It was after the show, so he and Henry went to a piano bar with some other friends. And this little Japanese piano bar player recognized Mr. Mancini. Oh boy, he started butchering Moon River. So Henry turns to my friend Abraham Garcia and he says, "They're killing me softly with my song." Once in a while, a song comes along that really moves me to tears sometimes. And, well, recently, John William Schindler's List. So I was reminded, Abraham introduced me to this song 50 years ago. The theme from Sunflower, 1970. It's Sophia Loren, Marcello Mastroianni, and they're a young couple in Italy in the 30s, okay, before the World War II breaks out. They're loving each other, having kids, life is wonderful, the bombs start. He joins the army, and the scene at the train station where they say goodbye to each other, knowing that it's probably going to be the last time. Well, Henry wrote this song for that moment.
We have one more artist going to perform for us, but that's not the end, because we have the grand finale, the finale. After that, where all the musicians are going to come back and we're going to do a kind of a round robin thing. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of gymnastic. It's in its presentation. But anyway, don't leave. Don't get ready to leave until after that, okay? So now we have our sixth and final player who's been with us numerous times. And always fun, always delightful, always interesting to see what he's going to present tonight. So how about a nice round of applause for Marshall Otwell.
That was called You've Changed, and I was sending it out to my dear friend George.
kind of fun, you know, where one plays a little bit and then they slide out of the way and then another one plays it. If any of you play,
Like that.
forget it. All right, what are we playing? We're playing blues and F, I think. Okay, all right, Madison's going to start it off, and then we'll see where this goes. You guys ready for this? Okay. Anyway, the ensemble.
I'm sorry I'm wiggling so much. But
Come on
my
up.
back is pain. Multiple fractures. Talking about it.
Okay, here we go. Take it away, Madison.
You know how old he is?
thank you all for sticking around, being a crowd. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, tell your friends. If not, keep your mouth shut. We'll see you next year, hopefully. Thank you.